Fine. Now the recording has been started, so let's start. So as I told you, when you go to the home, so we have got, like whatever you want, like if you want to explore any of the database fundamentals, you can go to all these, links. So within the Databricks document itself, there are a lot of things that you can, go through and understand. If you want to understand any of the concepts that we are discussing here, and if you want to just go back and see all those things, so here you will see, like within the Databricks homepage itself, you will see, how the videos that they have given, and also you can navigate to the documentations also. So there you will find a lot of stuff that is going to be very beneficial for you, because each and every concept they have already defined everything in the documentation. So their documentation is quite good. Workspace we have already talked about. So it's basically a, we can say it's a environment where teams can access assets, like we have defined notebooks, what kind of experiments you are doing, or any sort of queries that you are writing. Within that, you can just specify your own folder, and within that folder you can specify whatever you want. So like we have got repos. If you, let's say, you want to connect to any of the like IDs, so and then if you want to access those, so through repos you can access it uh, from the remote repos like Git or GitLab, GitHub, whatever it wants. We can just configure it. And within the shared folder, if you want to add something and that you want to share with your, so because these when we are working in the organization, so they are basically these because when we create any of the machines or Databricks machine, so that is getting being shared with each of the where we create basically the groups. So when we create a Databricks machine, which is a unified platform, so that is all peoples are going to work collaboratively. So for that reason, whatever I'm going to see here, everybody will going to see uh, all those things. But apart from this, if a particular user wants to do some specific thing, so that they can use their own user. Like for me, I'm using within this, so these are going to be like, although those will be visible to all, but whatever I'm going to do, those are going to be part of my a person, like my stuff itself. And if I want to do something like just shared or within the repos or workspace is going to be there, that can be work as a common for all. Although, like if like as we have already discussed, based on the permission, so if I have got the permission to see all the other users also, so I will be able to see it. But let's say sometimes some junior developers are there, so to them only they will give the access to their own users, not to all the users. But there are some like they have got similar to admin permission, so they have got all the users information. They can even go and check within the other users what they are doing, what they have. So those kind of things can be there. And if anything you want to put it in the favorites, you can just click on that. So whenever you are going to coming to the home tab, it will always appear there itself. So same like what we used to do as a favorite. Then recents, you see like whatever we have done so far. So those things will be the part of a recent. If you see test volume, we have just accessed it 4 minutes ago. And catalog, this is again very important thing
Okay,
that
Power Apps and this Databricks is same.
hmm?
Power Apps and Databricks is same.
Yeah, wait a minute. Yeah, can you come again?
Power App.
Power app.
Yeah.
Power App, where you find Power App?
I think that's the Power App they used in my project. I guess I'm not sure. It's been a while.
Power App is basically that is from the Power App is different tool which is mainly used for, let's say you have to collaborate with your team members. So Power App is
Okay.
like we generally use Power App for marking our attendance and all. So for that kind of
All right.
purpose, we are using. But here, like if you want to, like for integration part, definitely we can do that.
What
Like
what is the similar tool used in Microsoft, used by Microsoft, like
yes,
Databricks?
yes, exactly. So like because Databricks, as I told you, we can use Azure Databricks. So when you are using Azure Databricks, so there you can integrate all the services from the Azure itself. When you are using uh, AWS Databricks with AWS or Databricks with GCP, so there also you can integrate with those services. And if you are using only the Databricks, because Databricks is itself, as yesterday we discussed, itself it's a unified data intelligence platform, which is basically built on top of the lakehouse architecture. So here we are, even in the Databricks itself, it combines data management and basically a data warehouse, which is doing a very good job with performing with the performance, as well as it is low cost. We can say it's a low cost data lake. So as it is built on top of the all the the tech stack that is using it, they are all open source. So that's why, like, if we are using Apache Spark, we are using Delta Lake, we are using MLflow. We have already discussed, these are all provided by the Apache, and now they are open source. So that's why if we are going to compare the power and the performance as well as the cost. So definitely, if we are going to use Databricks itself, so that really going to cost a little bit lower side with respect to if we are going for any of the cloud providers like with Azure, AWS, or GCP. So in this way, it basically like that way. So within the catalog, we can create our own catalogs. Like so, here we have just created my catalog. So if you want to create with another name, you can create it directly from the workspace by going it right clicking and going to creating the workspace itself. But apart from this, we can do it uh, from the command line also, or from the SQL editor using create catalog name, and within that catalog we can create the schema. Like here we have created my schema, and within my schema we have created two volumes. One is by files, another one is test volume. So this that way also you can create all those things, and whatever the delta tables that you are going to create, so by default those are going to be created within this catalog itself. So the when you are going need to access any of the tables, it's going to be my catalog dot my schema dot table name. So this is basically how we generally create the schema. So when we are going to assign the permissions to anyone, so we can either assign to catalog within the catalog itself, because we can have multiple schemas we can define. So then we have to specify like to which schema we have to give access to which particular person or user. And within the schema itself, if I want to give specific permissions to a particular group, that not every group has to got the permission to access this particular table, so we can assign. So that's why I told you, like at each granular level we are specifying the the permissions, which are called as RBACs, role based access controls.
Mm.
Based
Yeah.
on the role, we are specifying at which level they have to get which kind of permissions, right?
Okay.
So this way we can do that.
Mhm.
Then this is another important point is jobs and pipelines. This is mainly going to be used whenever we have to, build any of the, pipelines. Pipelines in the sense like we have written the code, right? So what is going to be my source? Then I'm doing some sort of transformations and finally writing the data to my target tables. So if I have to, this is going to be my, so in production, what we have to do, like every day we are not going to do it and, run it manually. So what we are going to create some jobs. So job is basically, it's a, you can say, uh, job is basically that which is going to execute, after every some point of time, like what schedule we need to, schedule it. So we can do that with the help of this job. So when like when we are testing it, so we generally when we are building it, so we generally used to build it, testing it. So there we need some sort of compute. So when it comes to compute, so basically here we have to create the our cluster. So here, as I told you, this is because this is the free version. So we are only supposed to create one cluster at one point of time. If I had to create another one, so I have to I can delete it, and once I delete it, I can create another one, right? This is what but in a real scenario, you can create as many number of clusters you want. So those clusters are going to be basically clusters. Again, we have two type of clusters. This is important to understand. We have got clusters or slash. We can also call them computes. So we have got generally two clusters: all purpose all purpose or job clusters. So basically, the difference between these uh, clusters is that all purpose clusters are mainly, or we also call them, you can say interactive clusters. Interactive. So they are mainly used for, when we are building our notebooks or pipelines, because we have to these clusters are going to be inactive after whatever time we are going to specify. Sometimes let's say 10 minutes after the inactivity, 30 minutes after it. It's based on our use case, like how we when we are building it. So we can just create the clusters, and they will be automatically going to be disabled after that point of time, what we have already specified. So that's
Okay.
why they are meant for building, and we are going to run it as per our requirements, right? Whenever we want, we can just run it manually and trigger them manually, and they will run it as per our requirement. So that's why they are called as interactive clusters. Another cluster which are called job clusters, these are these are the clusters which are automatically going to be created and terminated when my job is going to be finished. So when my job, let's say I have scheduled my job, let's say at 8 a.m. every day my job will work. So at 8 a.m. my job cluster will be started. It will take some time, like to initiate or initialize the cluster, and once it is done, then it will perform the the task for which we have created it, and once it is going to be finished, it will automatically stops. So this is the like in this way, job clusters are less expensive than the all purpose or interactive cluster. So in production, like when we are creating the jobs or when the jobs are running in my production, so we are supposed to use job clusters. So job clusters cannot be used in our or as when we are building it. Same way, like all purpose clusters we can use, like we can use dedicated clusters for but those generally get to be used when we are running, continuous jobs. But otherwise, like it is going to cost a lot, right? Every time if my cluster is running when it is not required, so there is no use, but it will, uh, be billable at every point of time. So this is how it, works. So that's why we should know the difference between this job cluster and or all purpose cluster. Clear?
Okay.
Okay. So then, yeah. So in the same way, like another way that I told you, it's job. So within the job itself, we have to use job cluster, and then we can create the, any of the pipeline. Like we have to specify what is my source, what are the transformations that we are going to do, and from where we get the, source file. So that way we are going to create any of the pipelines. So the pipelines that we can create either through the, the notebooks that we are creating, or we can also use DLT, that is data live tables. Now we have the concept of lake house Spark declarative pipelines. Previously it was DLT, declarative lake house declarative pipelines, but now it has been changed recently to Spark declarative pipelines, right? So we'll see all those things, when we are going to work further. Then here this is basically a new tab which has been added. So if you want to do any sort of, get some data, you want to do some sort of discovery on what kind of different kind of data are there, so you can just go and, these are already available within the Databricks itself. So you can just go and explore all those things. And again, here also we have got marketplace. So here, if you want to search for any of the, like there is one concept, they have just added it called MCP servers, which are very much, very fast and build your end-to-end, pipelines effectively. But for now, it's we if we want, like we have to get the, subscription for that, because it's internally it's getting use of, generative AI in background. So you can also go and just check out all those things, but these are very, later things that we have to think about. So that's why just, but now they have added these kind of things. Another
Okay.
important point is called SQL editor. So whatever queries we are going to run, either we can run it directly on the, SQL's server. So it's basically an editor where you are going to put your queries and you can run them directly. And
Means
let's,
we need to connect with the database externally.
no, directly it's like from the catalog itself, you can directly run the query itself, because by default it will take it, like this SQL editor is mainly for the catalog itself.
It's a query editor, no? But when we talk about the database, so we'll have to connect with the database.
It's the Unity catalog, right? Here in our case, it's a Unity catalog. Let me show you. Like we have got this table, right? We have created one table here. So I'm just going to copy this, right? And
So it's using their own database kind of thing.
database, my here basically we have got, like, you cannot say it's database here, like it's basically simple single table is also a database, right? So here everything we are going to, manage in terms of Unity catalog, right? So here I've created my Unity catalog as my catalog. Within this my catalog, we have got my schema as my schema. Within, like, schema, you can take this as, like schema, you can take it as some database. Within that database, we are going to have the tables, right? So that's why we here we have got some centralized control. Previously what we used to have, when we don't have this unity catalog, so we have got different workspaces are there. So for each workspace we have to create different schema. Within each schema we have to create different tables, and when we have to access from one workspace to another space, so we used to get some permissions, and those were not the centralized permissions. But now this unity catalog is a centralized governance tool, and apart from this, it has got a lot of other features, like lineage is there, history is there. Like whenever I have to, let's say I have deleted my table, I have dropped my table, deleted the data, so I can just go back to the previous version and I can just get the latest data, because what we are having as a part of delta table. So actually I was supposed to tell you later, but now if it has come, so let me just give you that also. It's really good concept.
One more question I have. Earlier you were talking about this thing exactly as clouds we are using as a database, and processing we'll do into the Databricks.
Yes,
Whenever we want to fetch the data from the Azure, matlab kind of any of the cloud, we'll need to connect with them.
yes, exactly. Like we have to get the, like, it based on, like, we have to it's all based, like, like in the organizations, even it's not the case that we are only using the single cloud. In few organizations we used to have multiple
Multi
cloud
clouds, right?
concepts are there. Like when I was there in Walmart, so there in the same project itself we were using all three clouds, right?
Okay.
So like cloud private providers, like for storing the data, somewhere we were using ADLS Gen 2 also for some tables. For some data was coming into the Amazon S3, and for processing part, like we were using GCP, Google Cloud Platforms, BigQuery for analyzing the data. So this way we can also do that. Yeah, but for everything, what we have to do is we have to configure those connections. So
Activity,
in
right?
Databricks, we have got all the connectors are available, and even if we don't have connectors available for a specific person, so for a specific service, so we can using the connect using PySpark or Spark, if that supports that utility, so we can also configure that. If those are not already available, those which are already available, we can just directly go and do the connection. So definitely, like whenever we are going to use different services, so connection is the primary thing that we have to do, right?
Right, but the thing is this, when you talk about this, matlab we can use the multi clouds over there, and when we are using Azure Databricks, so
Hmm.
how we can connect with the database with AWS
Yes, so multiple connections we can use. There are like
within the same Databricks, we can
yes,
connect with the Azure, connect with AWS, connect with
yes,
the GCP also.
right, we can do that.
Here we are using Databricks as an individual, but whenever we use into the say, any of the cloud, like Azure Databricks we are using, can we connect Azure Databricks with AWS?
Yes, that's why I'm saying that we do, because in multiple, or in very in some of the organizations, as I told you, just like Amazon, Amazon generally using Amazon, they won't go for another vendor. But yeah, like we have got eBay, or we have got Walmart. I have seen this because I have already worked in the similar environment. So there we were using three different clouds within the one project itself, right?
Okay.
So that is doable, right?
That
And
can be possible, right?
yeah, that people's are, like companies are still using those ones, because sometimes they also go for some of the services which are cheaper in AWS. Some features or the services cheaper in Azure, some are cheaper in, or maybe like if I talk about the speed or the faster processing. So as of now, although we have got Redshift, Synapse from Azure and AWS, but when it comes to BigQuery, so BigQuery always supersedes when it comes to the when we are analyzing terabytes of data. So I did like 5 terabytes of a table. I was able to just process in just 5 seconds in
We
GCP.
need to understand this thing, which service is faster and which service is going
Yeah,
to
based
be
on like the requirement, like wherever the user wants to go for faster services, they need to do some sort of analysis or they want to use it. So definitely they have to go for that services itself. Although it's going to be more costly, but it all depends on the requirement itself, right?
that we have to explore this thing, which service is faster and which service is
Yes.
comparatively slower.
Yes. Yeah, it's all depends. Like if you are going to compare the services, so it will definitely going to tell you, okay, if you are going to use this one, like even this, like uh, when we are going to create our clusters itself, even in the Databricks itself, where either we are going to use all-purpose cluster or job cluster. So whenever it comes to the performance, and you need performance for especially for the SQL, queries where we used vector engines. So there, yesterday also I talk about Photon. So we have a Photon engine which basically enhances your performance 2 to 3 times. But again, its cost is going to be get doubled, right? So let's say if normally if I'm getting 1 dbu per unit, dbus per unit per hour, in Photon it is going to be 2 db units. If and that is also based on the cluster size. Like, I'm just talking about, let's say, one node cluster. If I'm having 5 nodes cluster, so my dbu can go up to 10 to 12 dbus per unit per hour. And then when we are using the Photon, so it is again going to get doubled. So this is how it works.
Okay. In Learn tab, do we get all the recording, all the, I mean, basically study material in
No,
this,
no, no, no.
or is it
Those are basically the like fundamentals getting started with engineering. So these kind of stuffs that you can get. But yeah,
okay? If
if
I
you
if I need to
if
explore completely on
yeah,
Databricks,
so
so
that,
where I can get that?
yes, like let me show you. If you go to this Google Docs, Databricks Docs, so here you will find everything, right?
Okay.
Here you will find everything, like whatever you want to go through. If you I told you about the the pricing and all. So here if you go, so you will see the pricing. So you can select which plan, which cloud, which compute you want to go for. So everything will be, let's say, uh, lake house, which region you want to, like it's showing like dbus, 2 dbus per unit. If number of dbus are 2, so it's going to be price per month $70.70. So this way,
What is this GPUs?
Databricks units,
Okay.
like how you are using the basically they how we are using the Databricks, that their unit is there, Databricks unit per hour. So this is the rate per hour. So in this way, you can just go and check which services, or as per our requirement generally. Once you get into these things, then we'll get to know. Okay, once you are doing it, then you will get to know what all services that we are going to use. So it's all you can
But
see.
here
AWS.
we'll get only the pricing kind of structure. If I need to explore the Databricks, as a study material, where I can get that
Yeah, that's why I'm saying, like, go to here.
Databricks.
Yeah.
Oh, like Microsoft Learn, he's asking. So
You can here search for Databricks. We'll see. You can just put any search for any of the any topics. You will get to know here. It's like let me lake house. So it will give you everything will be there. Like they have got very good documentation. The only thing, if you have got the time, so definitely it will tell you each and everything in detail, so that you should be able to understand. They are also giving you the examples. Everything is available here within the Databricks, documentation itself. Right?
Right.
Okay. So if we go to the catalog, just wanted to show you like how we can access it. Copy data and go to my SQL editor, and here I can just select star from. Run it. So it will start the cluster. And same query, I can also run it within my notebook itself, right? So this is generally supposed to be, faster when we are querying the. So now it started. Cluster has started, so it will give me the results in few seconds. Here we have got, like it's a free version, so sometimes it takes. It can take some time because it's just a very small cluster. 2x cluster is there. And this way we can get the output, right? Then we also have some sort of alerts, like we can specify the alerts, like on my create alerts, like when I need to get the alert. So even when we are going to schedule our jobs, so there itself asks for like if my job is going to be failed, whether I need to get the alert on failure or even on warnings itself or on successful. So multiple ways are there that we can earn. Also from here we can create the alerts, different labels, at what label you want to create the alerts. Then here we have got query history. If you want to get like what all queries that you have done, how much time it took to run those queries, so you can see like whatever queries that I ran on this cluster, so those are already there, which got like have got the errors. Everything you will see as a it's just a history of what we have done so far. Then it will, like if you want to go to here, like how many number of jobs that you have ran, what schedule that you have done. So you will see all those, like once we are going to create the jobs and run those. So here you will see what are the successful jobs. So the status of your jobs and pipelines you will be able to see here itself. Then within the data ingestion, basically here we are going to add the data. Here if you see, as I told you, like if you want to update, add any of the files from the here itself, you can also go to this one from here, like new notebook dashboards, or if you are going to click on this add or upload data, you will come to this one, right? So from here itself, if I want to upload to my data, so upload data to Databricks, so here we can do it. So upload files to my folder, to a volume or to a particular folder. If we want, we can just do it using this upload. Fill it here. So by default, it is going to volumes, catalog, schema, and then no volumes got selected. So if you want to create your own volume, you can create it. Otherwise, it will go to the, like I have already created two. So whichever you want to select, let's say I want to select this one or this one, whichever I'm going to select, your data will be loaded to that particular file. And here, if you can see, upload up to 20,000 files max, or each file can be of 5 GB. So this is the, the limitation that we are having on a particular file. So whenever we have got, files should be less than 5 GBs per file. It's basically one per file. It's not the case like, so you can have even 20,000 files. 20,000 files are quite huge, right? So you can upload that many number of files to a particular, folder. And then these are the, database connectors are available. Like if you want to connect to Salesforce, SQL Server. So most of the, like you can see, which are already there, that we can use even from the OneDrive, Google Drive, webhooks, Adobe Analytics, Adjust. So these are different connectors which are already available. So you can use any of the connectors. And if you have got something new is still there, like here, if you see, we don't have, like SharePoint is there. Okay, fine. But I think HANA, Talent, these are not there as of now. So for that, those we have to create the, we can also create the connectors for them, basically connections for them, just to get the, what is the URL, what is the host, then user ID and password, and then we can create a, connection script. So using that connection script, we can use that. So for connecting to these servers, you don't need to make any of the, code changes. But yeah, if those are not existing, so based on our requirement, generally, even we know that, okay, we can use them, but when we are doing or building our frameworks within itself, so there also we used to do it, not directly from like creating on Amazon and getting the connections itself. We used to connect them through, secret manager, or we have got Azure Vault is there for Azure, and secret manager, AWS secret manager for AWS, and similar way we have got secrets for the GCPs, so that nobody can, check all those secrets. So we have got the scopes. From that scopes we can get the, keys, and those are also going to be getted in the form of redacted, or directly you cannot access them. So that if I want to get the key, I can get the key, but it will be redacted, means it will be hashed, right? It is going to be masked, so nobody go and check it and decipher it. So this is how we generally used to do it. Again, apart from this, like we have got dashboards, that you can build any dashboard directly from the, you can create the dashboards, whatever, from whatever tables you want to do it. So previously, like generally we used to have Power BI, Tableau. Although with Power BI and Tableau, the Databricks has got the, integration with them also. So if you want to integrate,
How we integrate Power BI here?
yeah, for that we need to again do some sort of, configurations. So after doing those configurations, so previously Databricks doesn't have it, but yeah, latest news is there, like we can even build the, Power BI dashboards from the, Databricks itself. So now one of my team, like they are working on this Power BI dashboard. So they are migrating their, dashboards from previously, the user, they were building the Power dashboards from the Excel files and all, using this Power BI or Tableau. Now they are moving everything. We are moving everything to Databricks itself. So first thing is like move the data from their Excel files to, or the reports that they were having in Excel. to Databricks. From there, Databricks, then on top of, once we are having our tables in the, or the data in the Databricks section, then they are building the dashboards on top of it using Power BI as well as
Or do we
Tableau.
see this process in the future? I mean,
This Power BI stuff.
no, just migrating the by Excel to this Databricks, like the process you're telling now.
So you want me to walk you through that one, right?
Yes,
Yeah, we can later we can do it. Although
but that
I'm
is
not.
what I'm asking. Do we see
Yeah,
it later?
yeah, like
Okay.
dashboard we can create it directly. We'll see how to create those dashboards. But I'm not you know involved into dashboards and all, because there are different other teams which are working on these
Mm-hmm.
ones, right?
So
It's
you ever,
basically. Hmm.
I mean, ever worked or seen like this migration? Because I have heard few of my friends were have been worked with this Databricks, and then they told me that they were in the migration part. So uh,
Yeah,
they. Mhm.
definitely. Like first, like initially, as I told you, they were having the reports in Excel or other formats, or some of the Power BI reports are there that has been migrated to Databricks. So once my data is there, then we can create the dashboards on top of it. But now they have got the integrations, because I get to know this. Okay, they can also build the dashboards within the Databricks itself using Power BI itself. So they have got the integrations now, because every time now everything is getting integrated. So
Mhm.
because in Power BI, definitely you can create very good dashboards as compared to if we are directly creating the dashboards from the Databricks itself, right? So that's why
Mhm.
now when organizations want, okay, we want Power BI. So if so Databricks come up with this, okay, why can't we integrate with the Databricks Power BI itself? So but maybe I think I got one. I remember there was some issue which I think this Microsoft has, there
Mhm.
there is something going on between Microsoft and Databricks. So based on that, maybe what it is going to be done. But yeah, integrations can be done
Mhm.
if both the organizations agree on that, because now we have got the integration with of Microsoft with Database itself. So based on their how how the things are going between them, so uh, it will depend on that. Because what I have heard about, like Power Automate is previously they used to support some features, but now some of the features are not getting supported. So
Yeah, I was about to say not Power App, that's Power Automate. Yeah.
yeah. So that's why, because one of my team member was working on that, and even few days back only, I think few weeks back only, I get to know that he has just told me some sort of limitations regarding the when we are building the Power Automate, and we are getting the files from their source to the Databricks folder. So there they have got the capacity of 30 MB file only. Like maximum 30 MB file they can bring. But our use case is having around files in GBs also. A one 3 to 4 GB file is also there. Even there was some YXDB file, that is some database file was there. It was having around 3.1 GB size, but when we have converted that file mm, to CSV, it becomes 31 GBs, and then it was not feasible for us to bring that file, or how we are going to read it. this huge file. So what we did is like we have converted that file to Parquet format. Then the Parquet format, it came down to just 1.5 GB. So this is how it works. So yeah, it depends. I'm not sure on that part. What's going on with the integrations. So if that is not the case, so definitely there are other means with which the integrations can be done through programmatically. We can do it if they allows, right? If it's not directly given, right?
Mhm.
Then we have got genies there, right? This is very important. Like here, if it is Genie code is there. So if you want to use this, you need to give him a prompt. So it will give you the results or whatever code you want. So nowadays, writing the code is quite easy. You can just ask him to write the code in SQL, Python, PySpark, Scala, Java, whatever you want, right? Because whatever the languages are being supported, so it will be able to write that code. And if you find any issues, if you are getting any errors, so you can ask Genie to fix it. So it will be able to do it. So that's why it's quite handy, and things are getting much faster as compared to.
Okay. Raj, I think I'll keep this session, we'll keep this session short, and I wanted to go through the previous sessions too. So let us keep the session quite short.
Yes.
So I think let's finish up it here.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So the hands-on, let's start from the next sessions. Before that, I'll make myself ready.
Yeah. Yeah. Fine. Fine. And you can also go through all these. These are very
Yes.
good. Like Playground is now they have added it for AI or machine learning kind of things. They have
Yeah.
added a lot of agents are there if you can see. But these are all paid ones, right? So you can use them if you require, like in industry, like it's all depends on organization how they are using it. So let's say for my case, we are not supposed to use them because they are costlier, and that's why we have to build even apart from Microsoft Copilot, which is in build. Copilot is there, we are not supposed to use any of the uh, generative AI tools. But yeah, they have provided a lot of models, LLMs that we can use, we can integrate, even we can build new LLMs as per our requirements. So there are some, these models have already been registered. So if somebody wants to use them, they can use them. But yeah, all these are comes up with some sort of cost. Yeah, like Llama, if you Meta Llama is if you are going to use, so definitely you can use them, but it again going to cost you as per your requirement. So a lot of models from different vendors, they have got collaborations with Databricks, etc. Right? So this way we can do that. A lot of new things are coming on. Now on weekly basis, Databricks is releasing a lot of new things. Right? Yeah,
Mhm.
so that's all. Then if you want, then okay, definitely we can start with from the next week onwards we'll do some sort of.
Okay. Okay. Let me explore everything because I
Yes.
didn't log in.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah, definitely. But otherwise, like if we are going forward
Yeah,
for,
yeah,
and
yeah, I
if we
understand. So let me log in and explore everything, and then let's start with the next session, hands-on with Lexus.
fine, no worries.
Thank you.
Yeah, okay, thank you, thanks, Shamila.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye.
And yeah, Vineet, next time just ask Yash that joins again. Otherwise, like he will be again, lose some of the concepts, and we have to, when we are doing some sort of hands-on, then I need to, although I'll try to explain whatever we can, but if he's there on each and every class, so definitely it's going to help him. Okay, fine.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Bye bye. Have a nice day.
Bye. You too.